Hello everyone, I'm Sano, CEO of Vision Inc. Today I'm pleased to present our financial results for the third quarter of the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. Let me begin with the highlights for the third quarter of the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. Sales are listed here with and without support services. As explained in the previous session, PCR and airport quarantine operations were included last year. This is without the support services, extracting net sales of Wi-Fi only, so I will explain focusing on this. Sales increased 18%, from 22.129 billion yen to 26.111 billion yen. Operating income increased 36.3%, from 3.168 billion yen to 4.317 billion yen, also a significant increase. In the Global Wi-Fi Business segment, sales were 14.542 billion yen and 12.108 billion yen without support services, an increase of 20.1%. Segment income was 4.439 billion yen and 3.507 billion yen without support services, a significant increase of 26.6% in profit. Continuing with the Information and Communications Service business, net sales were 10.752 billion yen, up 15.9% from 9.278 billion yen. Segment income was 1.28 billion yen, up 37.8% from 929 million yen last year, also a significant increase. In the glamping and tourism business, sales increased from 689 million yen to 810 million yen, which was an increase of 17.4%. Segment income increased from 76 million yen to 88 million yen, an increase of 16.4%, which is growing significantly and is breaking records. Continuing on are the details of the highlights for the third quarter of the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. First of all, on a consolidated basis, we have achieved solid growth in each of our businesses. Net sales, operating income, ordinary income, and net income attributable to shareholders of the parent company have all reached record highs. In each segment, record high profits are being achieved despite the fact, as you all know, the depreciation of the yen, and that fewer people are traveling overseas than in the past. And the main reason for the growth of the global Wi-Fi business is corporate demand. As the yen continues to weaken, many companies are competing with each other to expand into overseas markets, as doing business overseas leads to higher profits. Since they are corporations, there is a high demand for unlimited and high-speed use, and we receive many applications from corporations. As you are all aware, we are currently experiencing record high inbound traffic, but our Wi-Fi itself is still not well known by people around the world. So we are also focusing on sales of SIM cards and eSIM cards. Our original brand of SIM, called World eSIM, which I will explain later, has been experiencing significant growth. As we have been doing for some time, the Information and Communications Service business segment performed well in aggressive sales of OA equipment, mobile communications, electricity intermediation, and various eco-solutions, while actively promoting mid-career recruitment. We are also expanding sales of in-house developed recurring revenue cloud services, which is also growing steadily. In the glamping and tourism business, the occupancy rates of both Yamanaka-ko and Koshikano Onsen are increasing. The number of foreigners staying there has gradually increased. Although there was a situation where getting a reservation was slightly difficult, more people are getting a reservation in advance, and foreign guests were also increasing, so this business is growing steadily. Now, at the end of this page, we have greatly expanded the shareholder benefit program. We have added and expanded a special benefit program for shareholders who hold 300 or more shares. offering a 15,000 yen Kuo card once every half year. So if they hold for a year, they would be offered a total of 30,000 yen for 1 year. Details will be conveyed later. Now, let me continue with the progress of the global Wi-Fi business. As I mentioned earlier, the recovery of outbound individuals is still slow, but corporate business has been strong. Unlimited and 5G plans are growing steadily, with each quarter already exceeding 2019 growth. As you can see in this graph, in the first, second, third, and fourth quarters, the numbers in red, 62%, 60%, and 67%, are the percentages of travel back compared to 2019. And the green areas above are 106%, 108%, and 117% of inbound travel compared to 2019. Outbound is unfortunately like this situation, but we are not in a situation where we are saying sales are down to 62%, but we are in a situation where sales are growing with a larger denominator of 114%, 110%, and 108%. Of course, we are also actively working on inbound acquisition. Next is the utilization rate of unlimited plans for the global Wi-Fi business. In July 2024, we increased the number of countries and regions where the service was available from 91 to 94, and in September, we increased the number to 95, and in November, we expanded the number to 116. In addition, the number of 5G service areas was from 10 to 12 in 2023, which was still a small number, but in September this year, we significantly expanded the number of service areas to 42 countries and regions. Therefore, the number of people using 5G is expected to increase in the future. Next, I think you are all wondering about this comparison of global Wi-Fi and world eSIM in the global Wi-Fi business. What is it all about, you may wonder? First of all, as you all know, global Wi-Fi can be used by 3 or 4 people with 1 unit. Or not just 1 unit, but 3 or 4 units altogether can be used together with 1 device. So if you divide the cost among everyone, you can use it for as little as 200 or 300 yen per day. Additionally, because it uses a local network, the communication speed is extremely fast. Since it actually uses a cloud-type Wi-Fi, for example in the US, each area has a leading telecommunication company, a company with strong signals, and it is very difficult for people to choose. We have surveyed the entire country, and global Wi-Fi is a service for everyone that has been realized by picking and providing a network for each area. It is not an exaggeration to say that global Wi-Fi has the widest coverage area in the world, and we are able to provide a stable signal through our partnerships with various telecommunication companies. As for world eSIM, we are also expanding our business here, but many of the customers are those who use a single smartphone. As for global Wi-Fi, it is cheaper to share with others. So rather than buying a SIM card for each person individually with cost adding up, many people who go alone use world eSIM. Of course, 4G and 5G are also supported, but in some countries, there are restrictions, such as incurring additional charges. And there are actually many different types of SIMs. In fact, there are not many companies that provide SIMs with high priority, easy to connect communications. So although the price seems cheap, the speed and coverage of the communications are not as good as those of global Wi-Fi. So, depending on the purpose, it is best to use different services. If you are going abroad alone, global Wi-Fi is of course fine, and you can also use eSIM. However, if you are going abroad with a group of people or for business and you need a comfortable network, we would like you to choose Global Wi-Fi. Many people are choosing Global Wi-Fi for this reason, so we would like you to understand that our figures reflect this reality. Continuing on, as I mentioned earlier, I am sure you are all wondering how much the world eSIM business has grown. We have been fully strengthening sales of world eSIM since November 2023. The percentage of sales to the global Wi-Fi business is still 1.8%, but the number of customers is gradually increasing, and the repeat ratio is steadily rising. Rather than one-time users, for example, there are many people who travel to nearby South Korea several times to attend concerts on their own, so I believe that these people are repeat users. As you can see the yearly transition here, the number of repeat customers is 71,921 in the third quarter, and sales have increased to 171.576 million yen. There is a slightly interesting phenomenon here. As I mentioned earlier, each person uses one eSIM, so the number of users tends to grow very easily compared to previously, when 3 people shared global Wi-Fi, since that would be 3 eSIMs. At the same time, however, we would soon like to start encouraging our customers to make the best choice by promoting the fact that it is actually more economical to split the cost. The next section shows the transition in performance of the global Wi-Fi business. This is in the order of 5 years, and against last year's 18.728 billion yen, it is 14.542 billion yen through to the third quarter of this year. This includes support operations, but the figure has already exceeded last year's third quarter figure, and profits are currently at 4.439 billion yen. We hope to work hard during the last quarter. World eSIM, Ninja Wi-Fi, and Global Wi-Fi, we would like to aggressively expand these areas inbound and outbound, including domestic Wi-Fi. Next, I'd like to show you the transition of the information and communications service business. This also shows 5 years, but 10.6 billion, 12.1 billion, and 10.7 billion through the third quarter of this year. And as you can see from the results for 2023, there has been a significant increase in this business as well. Also, profits were 700 million, 1 billion, and 1.28 billion. And since this is the third quarter, profit has been growing quite steadily as well. We are in the process of taking on the big challenge of increasing profits, while also accumulating recurring revenue from in-house developed services, and we are making steady progress as of now. Next is the transition throughout the fiscal year by quarter. It is written as 1Q, 2Q, 3Q, but 8.5 billion yen is for the first quarter, which is the busy season, and 8.439 billion yen is for the quiet season. The third quarter is the busy season, with 9.09 billion yen. Profits were 1.5 billion yen, approximately 1.2 billion yen, and approximately 1.6 billion yen, respectively, and the profit margin is growing at a steady pace. If you compare the results with last year and the year before, I think you can clearly see the growth. Next, I'd like to show you the stock earnings of the entire company. Until now, we have only shown the recurring revenue of the information and communication service business. From this session, we've included the basic fee portion of Global Wi-Fi in the stock, making it easier for investors to understand how our recurring revenue has been performing. The total amount is 1.1 billion yen, 1.36 billion yen, 1.52 billion yen, 1.74 billion yen, and 1.57 billion yen by the third quarter, and we are currently making progress toward our goal of over 2 billion yen by 2024, as written there. Next, let's look at the corporate use of the global Wi-Fi business. As you can see, the number of companies has exceeded 60,000, as shown in the graph above, and the number of companies that have registered for the corporate exclusive form and corporate bulk billing has increased this much. When you go on a business trip, you have to do day-to-day accounting work, which is a hassle and time-consuming process. So we are also working on a system for corporate exclusive forms that can simplify this process or export it directly to the accounting department. Global Wi-Fi for Biz, which is left at the company, has already been used by more than 10,000 companies. This is the number of companies, so the number of units is much larger. So many people have registered for Global Wi-Fi for Biz and are using it at their companies or in a secure environment when they are on business trips, whether domestic or overseas, without having to apply each time to receive and return units. Now let's move on to topics. These are topics in the global Wi-Fi business. First of all, we would like to thank everyone at Hiroshima Airport for your patience. We have set up a smart pickup at Hiroshima Airport, our first in the Western Japan area. And since you can apply on the spot, you can now pick up your Wi-Fi at the smart pickup and return it to the drop box at Hiroshima Airport. We have also opened a new store in Terminal 2 of Kansai International Airport, where we can sell telecommunication related products as well. This is our first annexed store, and we hope you have a chance to visit. Additionally, we have doubled the size of our store in Terminal 1 at Kansai Airport, which in the past was a crowded area that caused inconvenience to our customers. Now we will be able to provide a smooth pickup and return service, and of course offer multilingual services, where many inbound customers will be able to use our services as well. By expanding the capacity, we will increase the number of orders and improve customer satisfaction. Lastly, the smart pickup lockers are currently located at the counters on the KQ side, but they are a bit far from the monorail. By installing smart pickup at the monorail station, we are able to secure access from both stations, so we hope that you will make use of the smart pickup. Next, we have kitchodaiko.com. This system was launched last year as a pre-release and was very well received. It has been released this year and the number of companies filled up rapidly. The price is very inexpensive at 7,700 yen, and since we are in an era when hiring is difficult, it has been well received because it allows customers to obtain a system that does their journal entries that will quickly generate profit and loss by variable costs rather than using fixed costs. This will still be greatly expanded in the future. However, there is one condition. A fee from this price includes support for our customers to help reduce costs. We have been told by everyone to do it, and this is one of our conditions, so with that in mind, if you are interested in this, please apply. Lastly, I would like to talk about partial changes to the shareholder special benefit plan. I mentioned earlier that we are going to greatly expand the program. We will gift KUA cards worth 15,000 yen each to shareholders who hold 300 or more shares once every half year. Therefore, shareholders who hold 300 or more shares for 1 year will receive 30,000 yen's worth of KUA cards, which means that the rate of return will be higher than ever before. The existing shareholder benefit system will remain unchanged. The partial change will be the discontinuation of Koshika. The first reason for this change is that the cost and shipping costs have been rising, and the production process has become very burdensome. We are very sorry for those of you who have patronized this service, but we hope that you will understand the new system. We will continue to sell Koshika on the internet, so if you would like to use it, please order from the site. Last but not least, we have issued a new integrated report. This is available on our website, and I hope you will find our various initiatives publicly available in the integrated report. Of course, we will continue to make efforts to improve our corporate value by updating this page continuously so that everyone can better understand our vision. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video of our financial results today. From the times with many difficulties, in that sense, we are now in the times when things are moving fairly smoothly. Although we are still experiencing a very poor recovery in the outbound business, we will continue to do what we need to do to achieve record profits. We would like to continue to strive to return as much profit as possible to you, and I hope you will continue to support Vision Group. Thank you very much for your kind attention today.